to fight against Snoot. I want to thank you guys for tuning in for the JORD Invitational, and remind you guys that we've had a wonderful representative, Jinsoon, hanging out in chat, taking all your questions, spamming all those Twitch emotes. This guy knows what's up. So if you got questions about this tournament or about wood watches, he's your guy. That being said, spawning here in the northern spawn location, fighting for his life. He's unfortunately in foreign territory as we are on the European server for this final match. It's Root Gaming's blue Terran, Iaguz.
In the bottom position, as the red Protoss, it's Welmu.
So yeah, Snoot did play against Moo Skills in the other semifinals and won quite a bit earlier today. So the winner of this will fight him in that best of 7. And again, it's game number 1. As soon as we introduce the players, you'll be like, yeah, to the bottom left, it's Snoot. So guys, we got the winner of the watch, and it's blank. And we'll say the Twitch name, and Jansoon's going to be looking for that guy or girl in chat to claim their watch. And if they don't claim it by the end of game 1, we'll announce another person for game 2 and game 3 and so forth until we finally find a winner who's here live on the channel. So make sure you guys don't go AFK, or if you're going to go AFK, do it now and come back soon, because you don't want to miss your chance to win that $200 code for one of the watches on that site. Again, we were kind of nerding about which ones we wanted. You said, what, the zebra striped, or I can't remember, what was it?
Like the zebra something in turquoise.
Yeah, I really, if I, like, because guys, we entered the contest too. We want to win these freaking watches. If I win, I want to get that black 746. That looks so sexy.
It just sounds like a code name, right? Like apparently it's like they only made that many, but just like
it's the
it was I wear it.
Right, like it was the code name for the development of the watch, but they just forgot to give it a real name afterwards. So they're just like, well, this dude's pretty cool. We'll keep it.
Yeah. Well, another very quick probe scout for Welmu. He's again checking for maybe Proxy Reaper actually might have been perfectly viable just as an opener on this map, but not the case. It did cause Iaguz to also scout around to make sure that Probe didn't put a pylon down anywhere. But it's just a normal game so far. Oh, the Reaper, why?
I mean, he was going a little bit greedy for the Probe, but I don't think he expected that to happen, but that is... Okay, A, that will never happen to Legacy of the Void again, thanks to the Reaper grenade, but B, straight up devastating. Not only was that a pretty big dedication of, 50 gas, 50 minerals this early in the game, forces Iaguz to make another, because it's still cheaper to invest into this. Oh, actually cancels it, never mind. I was gonna say though, it's still cheaper to invest in another Reaper or something to scout than it is to go for scans later on. By losing that Reaper, no longer do you get that easy 6-minute scout, 7-minute scout, because Iaguz has like a million ways to get into the main on Manai. I mean, this is actually pretty rough.
Yeah. If it was any other build, he probably does commit to that Reaper that he made, but because it is a Widowmine drop, your gas is perfectly timed out. Yeah. You don't have excess gas, or you'd block the start port time in. It's pretty important. But with that, it does mean that he will scout most things that occur on 2 base with a Widowmine drop, barring just being completely, like, slam dunk because of quick feedback or something like that, Like, the Widowmine medevac should get into the main base and scout somewhat. So in this case, it's going to scout that Welmu is going for at least a blink opener, probably a robo, but remember on Coda, I believe it was Coda, he did go for a dedicated attack. So that's still open too. And it's Van Eye, a lot of options for Reapers, means a lot of options for Blink Stalkers.
I want to give a shout out to Hiwu. Apparently he bought the Field Crest watch off the website. I hope you made sure to use the promo code BASE to get another 5% off your purchase, but that's really awesome, dude. That's really cool. I hope you enjoy your watch.
It's really cool that people are, like, buying these watches, honestly. Like,
I'm telling you,
they're really nice watches and whatnot.
Like, everyone else is like, oh, yeah, we're sponsored by Razer and keyboards and Loot Crate and all these conventional things, and we're like, hey, we have slippers and wood watches. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. I wouldn't have it any other way.
I don't know about the slippers, but the wood watch is just like so like nice. Like they don't have to be like gaming oriented, We're like, you're only gonna buy a Black Razer, whatever headset because well, I want to game with it. Wood watch anytime.
Well, if we're gonna be honest, one of the things I think, and I know guys, like, shut up about the wood watches, great casters cast the game. One of the things I just want to say about the wood watches I look forward to is, like, if I had one, is I don't know about you guys, I get a little bit sweaty during the summer, and metal sucks to wear when you're sweaty and it's really warm out. I imagine the wood's probably a lot easier to wear.
Maybe. I haven't considered that. Well, the Widowmine drop is commencing, but again, there's only this like one Widowmine drop, and in fact, with the Stalkers there, he has missed his opportunity. Not to deal damage with the Widowmine, but to get that scouting I was talking about. Like,
yeah. I mean, I do like, though, that pop the overcharge at least, so I mean... Welmu making sure he takes no damage would be, Iaguz gets a little bit of a small victory in that regard.
Yeah. He does really want to go in and scout. In fact, he does risk the medevac to get somewhat of one. Blink was almost done. That really was a huge risk to do that. But it was a canceled gate. I don't think that was on purpose. He canceled a gateway, I'm pretty sure. Anyways. I think the medevac saw, more importantly, the double forge. If he was clicking on all of those, then he would have noticed. If he wasn't clicking on the buildings, that might have looked like a lot of gateways, and he might be worried of like an attack. But hopefully that's not the case. 2 forges, very different than 7 gateways immediately. Well, the Welmu is getting a lot of production. I know Stardust at least showed us a couple of builds, a couple of games where he went for double forge Colossus all in. It's kind of a, you have 1-1, which is awesome upgrades, but it's also kind of a fake, because if they see that, they might be thinking, oh, perfectly fine macro game, and instead Colossus are in their face unexpectedly.
Round 2 of the Widowmine coming in. Cannon not quite done, so might get a couple of kills. Looks like that.
Charge.
Oh, he was? Okay, so for a second there, target firing with the Widowmine, that was kind of cool. I wasn't sure if he was going to keep bouncing it back and forth to keep it from firing, because you can keep it from actually launching a shot if you're constantly swapping targets, but either way, microed it down so he actually got kills, so it's kind of cool. I think Josh is really the only other guy we keep referring to, because we haven't seen many others, if anyone, really do Widowmine micro, quote-unquote. So appreciate it when you see it, guys. This cluster of buildings here, I mean, it's very neat and tidy, but it's also very, I feel like this is the perfect package deal for a drop to kill everything.
Yeah, it's like, it's telling you how to kill everything, so orderly like that.
Yeah, it's like the forges are those little rip-off tabs, and it's like, okay, rip this part off first, and it'll like unravel the rest.
Yeah. Welmu does go for an expansion, and he is investing in the double upgrade, so it's going to be a macro build, and I guess it's just to match him a little bit. As his own third's a lot faster and on location.
We just got called the Portland of StarCraft 2, by the way, because of our slippers and wood watches. We're such hipsters, dude.
Oh, is Portland the other thing as well?
Do you not know this? You're American. No. You should know this. Portland's like the hipster capital of the friggin' world, man. You have birds on everything. You have birds on everything.
I know it's like East Coast and West Coast, all right?
Alright, 2-pronged attack happening right now. We do have an attack towards that third. Iaguz was going to go for that third, like the snipe on the Nexus. Ultimately, despite focus firing the Colossus and the Mothership Core splitting the DPS, means he gets nothing. However, on the left side of the map, he might just get this Colossus, but oh, the Zealot's going to keep the Marauders back. Force Field was well placed, and both of these attacks fail pretty badly.
That was really nice. That's, defending a Colossus with sentries while like multitasking and defending another drop is something that's, non-pro gamers are probably gonna die to every single time. To actually get that force field down was pretty darn key.
Big shout out to Don't Tempt Me, by the way, 8-month resub. Thank you for coming back for yet another month, sir. So I guess, I mean, his worker count's looking pretty nice. He is on that third base, but man, it's scary because his army supply should be much bigger after. He should have done some real damage with that, but when you look at it, I mean, that was cosmetic damage at best. Look at the resources lost more than anything else. I mean, oh gosh, it's just been bad so far. To the point where it's not quite no return, but if Iaguz doesn't make something good happen soon, he's just going to be too far behind, I feel.
Yeah, but hopefully that's where persistence pays off, and Welmu starts to feel comfortable, letting the natural take care of itself, and then that's when you attack. Hopefully. This does mean, though, that if he... an SCV pool is going to be, like, a lot less powerful, if that is what he's planning.
Well, this map,
and if you're not going to SCV pool...
Force field.
Right, and if you're not going to SCV pool, then you're admitting that you're going to go into a late-game TVP, which a lot of Terrans don't like.
Yeah, I mean, for the most part, Iaguz hasn't had to ever deal with storms or anything out of Welmu. It's kind of like this secret weapon unused yet. But he did snipe off the Observer, and he's floating around with the medevacs unseen. Left side of the map does get revealed because there's one floating right here. But it's scary because he is investing in so many medevacs. The Viking count's not there. And we've seen players use Viking-less builds. Sounds funny to phrase it like that. But a lot of the time it does good damage early on and starts to snowball at the back end of that. Welmu is getting so close to 3-3. I said it last game, and I'll bring it up again, because this time it has weapons with it, not just armor. But if he gets to 3-3 and Iaguz is on 1-1, honest to God, guys, just Zealots will win this game.
I'm gonna try to attack him here. That is 4 cannons. It's gonna buy a ton of time. And help out maybe. Nah, they actually went down first. But the Nexus will still also go down.
Actually, I like this. Picks up and leaves. Gets out of there with most of the army alive. That's the type of move Iaguz really needed to get back in this game.
Yeah, yeah. Unfortunately, it's not something that he can capitalize on. He's getting a 4th base. His upgrades are rather poor. Honestly, getting like both forges and cutting out 3-3 would have been, I think, better than even getting that Nexus. Welmu still has a really nice army and enough economy to get an even nicer army, you know, and to get maxed out. Although Storm, I feel like, should be on the way soon.
Yeah, that is a big concern that we don't actually see that coming into play. Now, here's the thing, right? We talked about this. We discussed it specifically in Game 1, so we could bounce back to it later if we get into Game 5. You know, who do we really want to see make it to the finals versus Snoot? And, well, I think both of our hearts were on Iaguz. I gotta tell you, Welmu's been playing so goddamn good during this series. I actually would not mind seeing Welmu take that rematch, because, I mean, he did lose pretty miserably to Snoot last time. Gold-based shenanigans and all that. But he's playing better today than I think he was yesterday, for sure.
Iaguz has lost to both Welmu and Snoot once, and like once only. Like that's the only games they've played. So, I don't know if you realize that, but both opponents would have been tough. And obviously, as it is the ace match, Welmu is pretty tough.
Well, big drop going here in the main. I don't know if he's gonna go for the Nexus sniper or if he's just going for damage. We don't have this drop moving in. Oh, it's not a drop. Pardon me. It's just Marines chilling. So we don't have the follow-up. He's going to snipe the Templar Archives? Nope. Decides to focus fire on the Stalkers instead. This attack not going through. I mean, I guess he's scanning all over the place, but this should have either been a lot of damage or great distraction, and unfortunately, it was neither.
Without Vikings, you can't push into 4 Colossus. You know, that's what he was scanning. It's like, oh, no, I'm not going to do that. But the good news is that he might still have enough time to get the crucial units that he's missing out right now, because he does double Starport with reactors, so 4 Vikings at a time. He can survive just a couple more seconds here.
You know, if
he'll have at least 8.
If he had like just Widow Mines down the middle of the map, he would kill so many units on the retreat. Level 2 weapon upgrades are nice. Time. Yeah, level 3 is what he needs. That's the time he needs, I think, more than anything else, because fighting this army with so many Marauders, I mean, look at this. Zealots are just, they're going to take hits for days.
The extra orbitals that were coming down as Iaguz realized this could go into a very long game. We're going to get killed. He's not going to fight around the planetary, which would have been nice for Iaguz, but it is buying time for those upgrades. It's buying time for the ghosts and the Vikings to pop out, even if they're coming out a little bit awkward, as now his reinforcements are disconnected from his main army.
Yeah, these weird chokes are both good and bad for both players. On one hand, like the Colossus could annihilate down the army choked in here, but on the other, Zealots can't get that full surround. So this is really hard, and this positioning can be good for either. It just depends on how it gets used. There's a lot of EMPs still available. With is there still no Templar? There's no Templar for feedbacks. I mean, these ghosts kind of have free reign to just walk up and go, blap, blap. All your shields are gone.
That'll certainly help against the mass amount of charge lots, but I'm still worried about the Colossus that look like they're going to go unpunished. You know, there's still only 8 Vikings, okay, now 10, and they do get another G4, so that's nice.
SCV's getting brought into the fight. EMPs do go down and blanket most of the army. Vikings are being unhindered. The Colossus, oh my god, he's wasting shots on the planetary fortress. These Stalkers should be firing on the Vikings. Because they don't, he just completely destroys the Colossus, but he still doesn't have control of the ground. Zealots running rampant, Stalkers still alive. Iaguz has got to get this game under control. He's taking out the hardest part. He's gotten rid of the Colossus, but can he deal with what's left in the Gateway Force?
Oh, the charge is sometimes the hardest part. The Blink Stalkers are now starting to target down the Medivacs to help out. Yeah, the reinforcements, I think, are going to match, and the Planetary is still alive.
But he's down.
He loses a lot of his skis.
Both players are pretty down in supply right now. It's going to sting. We do have Templar finally coming into this, but there's no storms. Just feedbacks.
He should have given up his natural. Like, lose production, maybe let the command center, maybe get it away, but then he should have just pulled up in his main base and gotten that production.
That's kind of what he's doing now, though, so I mean, it could just work out for him. There's no more Colossus coming. The orbital goes down. That's going to sting a little bit. This planetary, I mean, I don't think it's going to go down too easily.
No. I think that's where Iaguz is hoping Welmu will go to next, and then he'll probably be able to hold it. Although, no, he's backing off. No, he should have chased. He should have chased try to place the. Oh, well. Oh, that planetary is going to go down.
Yeah, there's not enough to repair. I really thought this army would have been fighting with it, so that is a huge benefit to lose. Not just because it would have been a good place to take a defensive engagement, but that was a mining base he needed.
God, he's gonna have all the tools necessary to beat back, you know, Blink Stalker and Colossus basically, but charge lots with Storm You know, he stopped Ghost production, and his economy's going to be in the gutter, and
can't deal with
Ghosts
the
are
sellouts.
very expensive.
Can't deal with the sellouts. No more counting going on. Iaguz on the last seconds of his life here. Takes a couple shots at Colossus. It's going to walk through. Storm doesn't even mean... It's not even necessary for the game. He's got this without it. And, oh, this was a good...